Ladies and gentlemen, hello. Make Ireland safe again is trending on Twitter. I know you're going to sound like I'm picking on our Irish brothers and sisters, but I assure you, it's not my intention. It's just kicking off over there. And unlike the cowed, spineless English who've been conditioned for a century to hate themselves and their own country to the point where they won't defend it, the Irish are not encumbered with that feeling of guilt, and they're willing to make their feelings plain. That's why it's fascinating to me. It's almost like an image of what the UK could look like if they hadn't been indoctrinated for 70 years by people that despise the working classes to hate themselves and hate the culture and hate the flag. The Irish are willing to stand up and make their voices heard. So I'm going to cover some of these massive crimes, talk about how similar it is, well, identical to what's going on in every other Western country, and then refute some of the amusing conspiracy theories, like this one, claiming that anybody standing up for Irish nationalism at this point is actually a puppet of the British far right. The British far right at this point is as non-existent as the Irish far right. This is as daft as the conspiracy theory that you're here in the States, that the British Empire still secretly exists in the shadows and the lizard people are ruling the world in secret, when Britain is now an unfashionable little island in the North Atlantic that nobody cares about, is in £20 trillion worth of debt, and is about as powerful as a left hook off Mary Berry. The British have got no power, they're totally incompetent, and they couldn't run a piss up in a brewery, so how are they orchestrating a secret takeover of Ireland when the British government has been advocating and importing millions and millions of unvetted third world men for 30 years? If the Irish nationalists are demanding that they don't import millions of unvetted third world men, they're doing the exact opposite of what the British government advocates and has been doing for 30 years, you absolute plank. Anyway, I'm rambling. Let's cover the story and I'll show you some great evidence that the incompetent brain-dead dwarf who rules the UK is part of the exact same globalist cabal that is now ruling and ruining the entire Western world. Alright, so let's have at it. The Garda are desperately looking for the perpetrator of an assault in Kilkenny, and the media are afraid to describe what the man looks like. Hard to find someone if you don't know what you're looking for. Well, this happens all the time now, doesn't it? It happens all the time. There's some horrific attack, and the police go, we're looking for a man in a jumper. A man in a jumper? What, can't you take jumpers off? No, his mother stapled it to his back before he left the house. What are you talking about? I guarantee if I went out and did something, they'd be like, we're looking for a 5'9", blue-eyed, pasty, handsome white man. Yes, devilishly handsome white man, with a skinhead. I mean, it wouldn't be hard, would it? But when the news report says, looking for a man, anything else? Nah. Good enough, innit? Stop everyone. Everyone? Yes, everyone. Jewish pensioners? Yeah, especially the women. Could be one of them. But the world's gone crazy when you can't give descriptions of people. Let's find a news story and see if they give us a description. Woman seriously injured following assault at hospital in Kilkenny. Garda helicopter deployed to search for a male suspected of carrying out the attack on a catering worker. Men, they're all the same. A woman was injured in an assault at an orthopaedic hospital in Kilkenny on Monday. The incident happened in an outpatient area of the Kilcreen Hospital campus at around 8:30 am. A catering worker was a victim of the attack, in which a weapon is understood to have been used. The Garda helicopter was deployed to search for a male. A male! Loads to go on that, innit? Well, what was it, a shadow? Was it like that thing that crawled out from the Red Priest's legs on Game of Thrones and slashed Renly's throat? Is that what we're looking for? Although, maybe the same colour. Lines of inquiry are being followed, including that the assailant was known to the woman. Yeah, but what did he look like? No, don't want to tell me that. The staff and management are cooperating. Brilliant. Brilliant. Didn't even tell us what his trainers looked like. Can't tell. If he was wearing like basketball shoes or something, they'd probably say that was racist, wouldn't they? So yeah. Brilliant. I love that. Loads of information. Easy to find a man with such a brilliant description. Dublin is not a safe city. It's understood that the injured man was stabbed inside the tent by another man outside the offices of the Irish Times. So now the homeless are all stabbing each other as well. It's probably some sort of internecine racial problem, what they've imported. You know, it'll be a Sunni and a Shia having it out on the streets of Dublin, because it was a brilliant idea importing all of these foreign conflicts, wasn't it? Look at the photos. Look at the photos. Even London, 20 years ago, when you walk around London, you never used to see homeless people, because they used to stick them in council houses and that, didn't they, in the UK? Now, there's tents everywhere, tents with claret outside them. Brilliant. I'm pleased to see Dublin has imported that fine tradition from London. Go for a walk down the street, step in a puddle of Ebola-infused blood outside the newspaper office, and there's a few tents next to it. Brilliant. The great thing about globalism, we all share each other's customs. Now you can step in Ebola-fused blood all across Western Europe. Nice one. A Jamaican immigrant in Ireland has encouraged them to carry a weapon and strap up, saying the Irish don't know how to protect the country. Yeah, rule of law is how we used to do it. You know, the rule of law. Beat bobbies, pounding the streets, swinging the truncheons and saying hello to all the law-abiding locals. That was how we used to do it. Now we are importing the third world version of events, which is what you do is, because you can't rely on the authorities or the police, every single person should just carry a massive machete. And as soon as it kicks off, just wade in, flailing your arms, windmilling with sharp implements in both arms. Brilliant idea. Very civilised. I'm loving that. What a fantastic suggestion from a wonderful new introduction to Ireland. God bless him. God bless him and all like him. Friar stabbed in the head while giving out breakfast in Dublin Homeless Centre. Here, I've had a couple of bad meals in Ireland, but I would simply say something along the lines of, yeah, can you warm that up for me, mate? I wouldn't go, stab you in the head. Didn't like me breakfast, stab you in the head, mate. Take that. Take that, Friar. Friar took? No, Friar can't cook. It's hilarious. Scrolling through the Make Ireland Safe Again hashtag on Twitter, it's hilarious. As long as you're not one of the unlucky ones who happens to have been stabbed in the head, bled outside a newspaper office, or be a young woman that's had one horsed into you by 20 Somalian pirates on your way to Aldi. It's a crazy time to be alive. Anyway, rather than me just covering the crimes all day, I want to make a very obvious point, right? All of this proves the conspiracy theory. Everything's a conspiracy theory now, isn't it? If you disagree with a BBC journalist making the most insane claims ever, the second you go, yeah, where's the evidence? They go, ooh, conspiracy theorist here. Well, I like to think the last 5 years have proved every one of them correct. I used to laugh at conspiracy theorists 5 years ago. Now, I'm all ears. I'm all ears, because if you're sane, you have to, and logical, you have to follow the evidence where it lies. They've been proved right on everything. So ask yourself this one question. Is it a conspiracy theory that a globalist cabal is demanding open borders for every Western country if people like you and I, we don't even agree on everything with our own mothers or fathers or our sisters or our brothers? But the Irish Prime Minister and the British Prime Minister and the Scottish and the Welsh and the Canadian and the American and Klaus Schwab and Ursula von der Scheisseporn and Guy Verhofstadt and the Aussie Prime Minister and the Kiwi Prime Minister and everybody in the whole world agrees on everything woke all the time, always. Why? If it's not some secret cabal, why do they agree on everything all of the time? And why is open borders and mass migration being advocated by every single leader in the Western world and Klaus? Why? Why do the UN and the WHO and NATO and all the radio stations and all the TV networks, why do they agree on everything all of the time? Why do you turn on the adverts on Irish telly now? And it's like you're watching the Cosby Show. You don't see any pasty ginger blokes, do you? The world's gone crazy. And when you point it out, they go, ooh, conspiracy theorists. Like you've just said, Elvis is still alive and he's going to ride down the street on the back of the Loch Ness Monster giving Lord Lucan a croggy. Why? It's not a conspiracy theory. It's a proven fact, okay? And it's not the British government pulling the strings, because they're just a little scruffy, impoverished island with no power and no influence anymore. Get with the programme. It's 2024. 200 years ago, maybe. Now, nothing. This is much bigger than bloody England. Christ. Got less money than a pissed sailor in Vegas. What are they going to do? Well, at least if you're on zero, you're only skint. The British government's on minus 20 trillion. Icelandic bankers look flush compared to the British government. Give your head a shake. Anyway, that's just my 2 cents. That's a bit of a rant for the day. Please let me know your thoughts. If you're Irish, let me know. I do love hearing the madness that's going on over there. If you've got any good stories, send them my way. I've seen a brilliant video got sent to me of an Irish journalist getting pepper sprayed by the bobbies. Love that. Really embracing the tenets of the EU there. Macing the journalists. So yeah, if you've got any good stories or you wish to comment, send them my way and I will cover them. All right? In the meantime, keep smiling. It is grimly amusing that the whole world is completely going to ratchet. Is it not? So yeah, all you can do is laugh. Thanks for watching. See you again soon. Toodle pip. Cheers.